In this box, I have 5 banger gift ideas that will turn any average Father's Day celebration into a great one. So let's get started with number 1, and these are in no particular order, with the exception that I'm saving my favorite one till the end. My first suggestion for a super awesome Father's Day gift is an automatic knife. As somebody who's had a lot of knives in their lifetime, I can guarantee once you go automatic knife, there is no going back for 2 particular reasons. Number 1 is, let me show you when you pull out a regular knife and you're ready to cut something. Say you want to cut this sheet of paper, and this was part of my last week's video if you want to check it out. You first have to take your knife out. You have to put what you want to cut down, use your non-dominant hand to open the knife, pick the thing back up, then you can make the cut that you want to. But with an automatic knife, check this out. I've clipped the knife to my pocket. I've got the object I want to cut. I pull out my automatic knife. Boom, boom. You are cutting in no time. It's kind of silly how awesome that is and how much you never want to go back to a regular knife once you have an automatic knife for that reason. The second reason an automatic knife is great is when you're out in public or you're with some friends and somebody needs a knife, you pull this thing out, it looks cool. This particular knife is from the Benchmade company. It is made in America, and I love it. I will never go back to having an ordinary knife. If you're worried about safety, one of the things that comes with it, it has a nice little control lock. If you've got the safety lock on, no matter how hard you press the button, it's not going to open. So if you're shopping for someone that always seems to have a knife in their pocket, in their car, in their garage, automatic knife, trust me, will be a guaranteed hit. I'll leave a link in the description for this particular knife along with everything that I'm going to discuss in the video in the description below, so check it out. The second item I want to discuss is for all the coffee drinkers out there, especially the iced coffee lovers that don't have a lot of time. This is the Hyper Chiller. It will turn your regular coffee that you just brewed that is piping hot in 2 minutes into a nice cold iced coffee, and it's delicious. Iced coffee at Starbucks is now costing about $5. If whoever you buy this for uses it 5 times, then it has already paid for itself. The way this works is you brew your coffee just like normal. Once it is done, you pour your hot coffee into the top lid here. You swirl it around for 1 to 2 minutes, and the hot coffee that you just poured inside is slowly cooled by 2 separate ice containers on the inside. After about 2 minutes, you pour this into your cup of ice and you are good to go. This is great because if you were to just pour your regular coffee into a cup of ice, it's going to instantly melt all of your ice, and then you're going to have this lukewarm, watered down coffee, and it's disgusting. Because this has been quickly cooled, it doesn't melt the ice, you can put in some cream or milk, it's delicious. So if you've got somebody who enjoys coffee, especially if they enjoy iced coffee, you can't go wrong with this guy. The third and fourth gift I want to talk about, I'm actually wearing them. Before I tell you what makes this belt so great, let me tell you what makes my other belts so crappy. The main thing, even though the clasp is kind of flimsy and nothing special, is that the fit was never great. Whatever belt that I took home either was too small or too big, and I couldn't find that one that just fit perfectly. As evidenced by here, this is the most recent belt that I purchased. I actually cut an additional hole in there which worked fine, but seems completely unnecessary. This belt is from a company called Next Belt. It's durable, but most importantly, its clasp is incredibly adjustable. You can hear with each click, and by the way, you don't have to have the clicks, you can hold up the lever and it adjusts essentially silently. I'm not sure what the individual spacing between each clasp is, but it looks like maybe it's 1/4 of an inch, but it fits perfectly. It will fit any waist perfectly with just minor adjustments. Again, the company is called Next Belt. This was one of their originals and it's kind of a tactical belt. It's designed to be extremely adjustable in case you have a concealed carry or something like this. I don't really use it for that. I just like it because how adjustable it is on a micro level. It fits me perfectly and it'll fit any waist perfectly. If you don't like this design, you can check out the link below directly to their website. They have things that are more fashionable looking, more urban looking. They'll have a belt that has this micro adjustment capacity in it. It's the perfect belt. The number 4 item on the list, and the second item that I'm wearing that I want to recommend, is the Apple Watch Ultra. I want to recommend it for 2 reasons that nobody who is reviewing these watches has talked about. Because this is my old watch. It's the Apple Watch 4. It still works perfectly, and the reason that I kept it for so long before upgrading it is I had no reason to upgrade it because it worked just fine. The only problem with it is after a while, the battery started to go down. If I did one exercise throughout the day, the battery on the watch would end up being dead around dinner time. I'm going to talk about the battery part about all of this in a second, but it kind of ties into the first benefit of the watch. The reason I love this watch so much is I get up very early in the morning and I can use this watch as an alarm and not wake up my wife when I'm getting out of bed. Now, of course, I could do it with the old one as well, but even when the battery was new, I was always afraid the battery was going to die in the middle of the night, and what's the point of having an alarm if the battery is dead? I only have to charge this watch every couple of days, and I can go to bed resting easily knowing the battery's going to last. I wake up at 5 in the morning, my wife gets to keep sleeping, everybody is happy. So that's the number one reason, is the ability to wear this as an alarm. And even though you could do it with the old watch, you really couldn't have faith in the battery to do it, so it didn't make sense to do it. But with this, it's perfect. The second reason is getting back to the battery. The reason these types of batteries don't last very long, they only have a certain amount of charging cycles in them. Again, this watch works perfectly, but I can't use it anymore because the battery's not as functional. With me only having to charge this every other day versus every day like in this watch, I fully expect this watch to last twice as long as this one. And since I got 3 years out of this watch, I hope to be wearing this watch for a long time. The last item on the list is something I never thought I would have enjoyed as much as I have, and it's an Anker battery pack. My wife and I initially bought this last year on a trip to Alaska. We just wanted to be prepared for everything. We really didn't know where we were going, and we always wanted to be able to charge our devices worry-free while we were out in the wilderness. I found out when doing my research that you really have to be careful about what battery pack you get, because some packs can't power your more high-demand objects like your Nintendo Switch or your MacBook Pros. This was able to charge everything, and it was nice not to have to worry did we forget a particular charger, because we knew this would be able to handle it. But this isn't really about the Alaskan trip. I have continued to use this since we've been home. I take this to work with me. I charge my iPad. Sometimes I charge my computer. When the family and I go out on weekend trips or overnight trips, it's really nice not to have to worry about grabbing every different charger for every different portable device when we know this thing can charge them all. I really love my Anker battery pack, more so than I ever thought I would. Again, initially it was just something for a trip to Alaska, but it has continued to be useful, and I continue to use it on a weekly basis. So those are my 5 gift ideas that will make any father happy with the upcoming holiday. If you got this far, click like on the video, and I'll see you next time.